Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to this latest edition of Foxes Unleashed. I'm Ryan. As you can see, I've got myself Leicester top on, and I've got myself on one of my blazers. And I bet you're wondering why that is. I bet you're guessing why. Um, because this episode, I'm going to be doing my recommended summer transfer window targets that Leicester City should go and I feel Leicester City should go and sign with a small bit of realism to it. Obviously, we're now down in League One, obviously. But yeah, I've put my blazer on, trying to be professional, trying to be serious about it, and let's go for it. Let me just get everything in place. So just bear with me for a second. I might have to remove the Foxes Unleashed bit for me so you can completely see the presentation I've done. So just bear with me a second. So I can get okay. Just bear with me a second. There you go. That's better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be doing my presentation for you. So here it is. Rebuilding Leicester City for League One, the 2026-27 season. My summer transfer activity, right? For the incomings that we should go for. So, first one, we're going to be starting with goalkeepers. I've done 5 for each position, by the way, so here it is. Now, first one I've gone for is Philip Marshall from Stevenage. He's currently 23 years of age. I've done some pros and cons for each player and the recommended offer we should place. So his pros are that he is very good with his feet and comfortable in possession. He fits a modern goalkeeper profile. He's tall, physically strong, and capable of covering the goal well. He's composed under pressure and developed through regular loan experience, which gives him valuable senior game time and steady progression. Now, the downsides are that he's still refining, which is another word for improving, traditional goalkeeping fundamentals such as consistency in shot stopping and commanding his area. He can tend to lack authority in organising the defence and occasionally shows inconsistency in performances, particularly under sustained pressure. Now, what I like now, the recommended offer that I'd like to see us make, would love to see us make if we were linked with this player, would be to place a £1 million base fee, which includes add-ons of another 500k or £1 million, which would rise to 1.5 to £2 million, and including a sell-on clause. So that's one of my first picks. The next one, Sam Tickle from Wigan Athletic. He's currently 24 years of age. He's an excellent shot stopper with strong reflexes and consistency in 1v1 situations. He's calm under pressure, reliable over a full season, and already proven in League One despite his age. He commands his area well, has good distribution, and shows leadership qualities beyond his years. He has a strong mentality and highly weighted for his professionalism and development potential. The downsides of Sam Tickle are that he's not the tallest goalkeeper compared to elite modern standards, which can occasionally affect aerial dominance on crosses. Distribution is good rather than elite, and he can sometimes be over-aggressive coming off his line. Still relatively inexperienced at Championship or Premier League level, despite strong League One performances. And as you can see, the recommended Leicester offer, if we were to pursue it, I'd like us to put in a base fee of £2 million that could rise to £3 million with add-ons, and again, including a sell-on clause. I could see this being a potentially good deal to be done if we're after a goalkeeper, say if Jakub Stolarczyk drops to being number 2 again and that kind of thing, and depends on what happens with Asmir Begovic or something like that, because there are obviously still ongoing discussions over whether he signs a new contract or not. But anyways, we'll see what happens with that. Next one, I'm a massive fan of this young man. Here's Charles, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, who's 20 years of age. I thought he played unbelievably well when we played them a couple of months ago. He was the reason why we didn't beat them, to be fair. Made some great saves. Anyways, his pros are that he's an outstanding shot stopper with elite reflexes for his age and capable of winning points on his own, as I alluded to that game against us. He was the reason why they got a point against us. He is extremely comfortable with the ball at his feet, with excellent passing range and confidence playing through pressure. He's calm mentally, brave in 1v1 situations, and already trusted internationally by Northern Ireland despite being very young. A modern goalkeeper profile with massive long-term upside and high technical ceiling. Now the downsides to him are that he's still raw in some traditional goalkeeping areas such as commanding crosses and overall consistency. He can occasionally take risks in possession because of his confidence on the ball. Now, his injury record is a concern, especially recurring shoulder problems which disrupted large parts of his season. Still lacks the experience and authority of a fully developed senior goalkeeper. Well, he's only 20, so that's patently obvious. So, anyways, a recommended Leicester offer if we pursue it. I like to see us put in the base fee. Now, this could be a bit risky here. It might be asking a little bit too much, but £2.5 million base fee increasing up to 4 to 5 million quid, including the sell-on clause. That might be one of the reasons why I might a bit, what's the word? A little bit hesitant on this one, reluctant, but there's no doubt he's a promising young talented goalkeeper. There's no doubt about that, and I'm a massive fan of his. I watched, as I said earlier, I watched how good he was against us in that game a couple of months ago at Hillsborough, and that made me take notice, and I thought, wow, he's some goalkeeper. I'm thinking we could do with someone like that, but I think the price maybe could be the reason why they may not pursue it, but who knows. Now, next one I've got down to be Layson of our sister club, OH Leuven. He's 24 years of age. He's a strong shot stopper with quick reflexes and good reactions in the crowded areas. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet and naturally suited to possession-based football due to being left-footed. He has a calm temperament, technically polished and already experienced in Belgium's top division, despite still being relatively young. Has attracted interest from bigger clubs because of his modern goalkeeper profile and long-term upside. Now, the downsides are that he can occasionally lack dominance aerially despite decent size, and his command of the penalty area is still developing. Now, his output statistically has been solid rather than elite at top flight level, particularly regarding clean sheets and goals prevented. He's still unproven outside Belgium and does not yet have the reputation of a guaranteed promotion-winning goalkeeper. Now, my recommended offer on this one would be £1.5 million with a small increase in add-ons and a sell-on clause. But he's one of those goalkeepers I'm very keen on. I'd like to see the club pursue. And the last one, but not least, out of the goalkeepers, before we move on, centre backs. The last one, John McCracken of Dundee. He's 26 years of age. He's a strong shot stopper with very good reflexes and capable of making high volume saves in weaker sides. He's calm under pressure, experienced through multiple loan spells and now proven at senior Premiership level with Dundee in Scotland. He's got good size, he's got composed temperament and generally reliable in 1v1 situations. He has earned Scotland some senior recognition and is regarded as a goalkeeper with solid long-term upside. Now, the downsides on this goalkeeper are that he can be inconsistent aerially and is still developing command of his box on crosses. His distribution is decent but not elite compared to top modern ball-playing goalkeepers. Now, his injury history is a concern after back, arm and ankle problems across different stages of his career. His clean sheet numbers are not outstanding and he can occasionally mix brilliant saves with costly errors. Now, he's available on a free transfer. His contract with Dundee expires next month. So, it could be a good backup actually. Provide a decent backup actually, but I don't particularly see him as a number one goalkeeper, to be honest. But if it was to be brought in as a backup, I wouldn't have a problem. I wouldn't have a problem if he was brought in as a backup. Now, moving on. Centre backs. Ethan Pye from Stockport County. I think he's 23 years of age. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think he's 23. Anyways, he's a strong left-footed centre half who is comfortable playing in a back three or a back four. He's very consistent at League One level with Stockport and has shown excellent availability and durability across majority of the seasons. Strong in duels, particularly in the air and in physical battles, and is so reliable in the defensive structure. He has good ball progression for a defender at League One level, with safe passing and the ability to build play from deep. He's already experienced in promotion-winning environments, which adds to his maturity and game understanding. Now, the downsides to him are that he's not the most dominant physically compared to elite championship level strikers and can be exposed against more direct or powerful centre forwards. His pace is adequate rather than exceptional, meaning he can struggle in high defensive lines. His passing is functional rather than creative, so he is not a major line-breaking centre-half. He's still developing leadership and top-level consistency, especially in bigger, higher-pressure matches. I think he's a quite decent centre-half, to be honest. I could see this potentially being a decent signing if we decide to pursue it. I could see us signing him on a small fee, but who knows? Who knows? My recommended offer would be, I would say, £1.5 million in base fee. That could increase by another million or two with add-ons and a sell-on clause. If you include the add-ons, it could pursue it. And the sell-on clause. Those I think are the key ingredients. It's not just about the base fee. You've got to place add-ons and sell-on clauses, I think, if you're going to give yourself the best chance of signing a player. But anyways, he is one of my top picks, I think. Next one. Tyler Fredrickson of Manchester United, 21 years of age. And he's a left-footed centre-half with a modern profile. He's comfortable stepping into possession and building from the back. Technically tidy, calm on the ball, and trusted within a top academy system at Man United. He shows good defensive awareness, positioning, and composure when stepping up into senior environments. He has already made senior appearances and performed reliably when given chances, suggesting he can handle pressure situations. Strong development background and coached in an elite structure, which improves tactical understanding and discipline. Now, the downsides to him are that he's still very early in his senior career with limited first-team experience, meaning consistency over a full season is unproven. His physical dominance is solid rather than elite, and he can be tested by stronger, more direct League One or Championship forwards. He's still at the moment developing leadership and communication at senior level, particularly when organising a defensive line. He's not yet exposed to regular week-to-week senior football, so adaptation to lower league physicality would still be a step into the unknown. Now, I think probably the best structure of the deal that I think we should go for at the moment, obviously, would be a season-long loan with not obligation to buy, option to buy. It could be around potentially £2 to £4 million potentially, but they may value him slightly higher. So who knows? But if we were to pursue this one, I think it should be a season-long loan with the option to buy. I think, but that's my view and my guess on it. Now the next one, Eoin Cole. I think that's how you pronounce it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but he's a bit more experienced. He's 27 years of age, I think. He's a strong, aggressive centre-back who thrives in physical battles and aerial duels. He's a natural leader with captaincy experience at both club and international youth level, and is now an established Northern Ireland international. He's a reliable defender at League One level with good consistency, durability, and strong mentality. Now, he's comfortable in possession for a physical centre-back and capable of playing across multiple centre-back roles. He also carries a goal threat from set pieces and has experience in promotion-chasing environments with Bolton. Now, the downsides are that he's not the quickest defender over longer distances, meaning he can struggle in very high defensive lines against fast transitions. He can occasionally be over-aggressive in tackles, leading to fouls and bookings. Now, distribution is solid rather than elite compared to top modern ball-playing centre-halves. He has also had notable ankle injury issues in the past, which disrupted momentum during key periods. And he's another decent centre-half who I think we should look at. I'll put a base fee of something like close to £2 million, with a small increase in add-ons with the promotion bonus clause. But I like the look of this centre-half. I think he's really, really good. And the key thing as to why I placed him on this recommended transfer targets is because of leadership. And that, for me, is one of the most important things that we need in our squad. We need something like that. Because if we don't have any leadership in our squad, then we're going to be struggling. We need proper leaders. And get rid of the bad eggs that we don't need in our club anymore. We need different characters. We need proper leaders that can change the whole atmosphere in the club, change the environment in the dressing room. And I feel he's that type of player I think we could do with. Now, on to Max Lowe of Sheffield Wednesday. He's the one player that we've been linked with some reliable sources. He's a versatile defender who can play left back, wing back, or left centre back comfortably. He's energetic, experienced, and tactically intelligent with Championship and Premier League exposure. He's a good ball carrier who progresses play well from deep and suits aggressive, high-intensity systems. He has a strong mentality, reliable work rate, and experience in promotion environments with both Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United. He also brings leadership and composure to younger defensive units. Now, the downside is that his injury history is a major concern and has repeatedly disrupted momentum across several seasons. He's not physically dominant aerially due to his height and can struggle against powerful wingers or direct play. Now, he can be occasionally prone to defensive lapses or positioning errors under pressure, especially in the back four rather than the back three. Now, his pace and athleticism is solid, but not elite after multiple injury setbacks. Now, some supporters question whether he is true top-end Championship quality defensively. His contract there expires next month, and at the moment the club are looking at trying to extend his deal. He's got options, and he's one of the centre-backs I take on the 2-year deal, on the free, if we could pursue it. So, we do need a bit of experience at the back. So, I don't have an issue with Max Lowe coming in if we do sign him. Now, Moving on, I think this is the final centre half of the lot. Patrick Pader of Palermo. He's 24 years of age. He's a tall, athletic centre half with strong aerial ability and physical presence at 6'3", 6'4". He's comfortable in possession and capable of playing in modern build-up systems, particularly in the back three. He's a calm, composed centre-back with good positional awareness, solid recovery defending, and strong dual numbers in Serie B. He already has senior international experience with Poland and has shown leadership qualities despite still being young. He's versatile enough to play multiple centre-back roles and has developed tactically through Italian football, which is a major positive for defensive discipline. Now, the downsides are with Patrick Peda are that he's still inconsistent across majority of seasons and not yet fully established as a top-level starter. Now, his passing is tidy rather than elite progressive distribution, so he's not a true playmaking centre-half. Now, his pace over longer distances can be tested against quick transitions, and he is still adapting physically to high-intensity senior football week after week. He has also moved around on loans and rotational roles, which suggest clubs still view him as a developmental type player rather than finished. So he's another player I think may suit a season-long loan with an option to buy, I think. I don't think it's quite enough for a permanent transfer, I don't think. So I think the season-long loan, I think, is probably the more ideal solution, I think. So moving on to right backs. Now this is a rare what is it? This is a stab in the dark. A bit of a wild card that I've pulled out. And the people are going to be thinking, why have I gone with this? I'll tell you why. Because Josh Nichols of Arsenal, he's 19 years of age, right? That he is a very modern attacking right back with excellent technical ability and composure in possession. He's comfortable inverting into midfield and progressing the play, which suits possession-heavy systems. He's quick, energetic, and aggressive in pressing, with strong work rate and tactical intelligence from Arsenal's academy setup. He's versatile enough to play multiple defensive roles and already trusted around first-team environments under Mikel Arteta. He's calm under pressure and highly regarded for his development potential. Now, the downsides are, obviously, that he's still extremely inexperienced at senior level and unproven over a full EFL season. Right? That's obvious. His physicality and defensive consistency against experienced senior wide players remain a question mark. He can occasionally overcommit defensively due to his aggressive style and is still improving 1v1 defending. Because he is an academy-developed technical fullback, adaptation to League One physicality and intensity would likely take time. One of the reasons that now, I like bringing in a young, talented player on loan. He's one of those targets I like to see. I'd say the best deal structure for this will be a season on loan with an option to buy, maybe. I think the season on loan will be the best scenario, I think. But I doubt this would happen, but but I think he's a good ideal target to go and look at and see if he wants to make the step up and and get opportunities. But we'll see on that one. But I doubt this may happen though. It's just like I said, there's a wild card that I picked. Now, Harry Eng at Cardiff City, 29 years of age, I think he is. Now, he's a very reliable and consistent right back with strong durability and leadership qualities. Defensively solid in 1v1 situations and tactically intelligent. Now, he's capable of playing both right back and centre back comfortably. He has excellent work rate, disciplined positioning, and strong mentality, shown by becoming a two-time Cardiff City Player of the Year winner. Also contributes surprisingly well going forward with goals and assists for a defender, while bringing major EFL experience and promotion level reliability. Now, the downsides to him are that he's not elite athletically compared to top Championship Premier League fullbacks and can be exposed against very quick wingers in open space. His crossing creativity are solid rather than exceptional, so he is more dependable than explosive offensively. At 5'11", his aerial dominance at centre-back can sometimes be a limitation, despite his versatility. He's also approaching 30, meaning resale value and long-term upside are lower than younger targets. I look to offer him possibly a £1 million base fee with add-ons and promotion bonus clause, but coming in at an age where his value is going to come down a little bit, but he may cost a little bit more than that, but possibly. Now, Lucas Stevenson from Liverpool, 22 years of age. He's very intelligent and technically polished right-back midfielder hybrid who is comfortable both in defence and central areas. He has excellent composure in possession, strong passing range and naturally suited to possession-based football after coming through Liverpool's academy. He's tactically flexible, capable of playing a right-back, defensive midfield or inverted fullback roles. He's calm under pressure, disciplined positionally and highly regarded for football intelligence and work ethic. He has showed maturity and consistency during senior loan spells, suggesting he can adapt well to EFL football. Now, he may still lack major senior experience at a high level and remains more of a developmental player than a fully established starter. He's not an explosive athlete compared to elite attacking fullbacks and can struggle physically against powerful, very direct wide players. Now, his final third output is functional rather than game-changing. So, he is more controller than attacking weapon, but because of his versatility, there is still some uncertainty over his best long-term position. Now, I'll be looking at this as a season-long loan with an option to buy. So, I think there's still work to do on his development in this side of the game and working out what his best position is. But I think it's a wide back more or less. That could go into midfield sometimes, as he says there. It can play. It could be some kind of hybrid. So I'd see him more as a wide back, I think, more than anything. Now, next one, Danny McNamara of Millwall, 27 years of age. He's aggressive, energetic right back who is very strong defensively in the 1v1 situations and brings major intensity to the flank. Excellent work rate and competitiveness, making him well suited to physical EFL football. He's comfortable overlapping and supporting attacks, while also being reliable tracking back. He's championship proven with Millwall and experienced in high pressure combative systems. He has a strong mentality and leadership qualities, with supporters often praising his commitment and aggression. And he can also play wing-back effectively in the back five. Now, his downsides are that his injury history is the biggest concern and has significantly disrupted multiple seasons, particularly long-term knee and muscular issues. His final third quality can be inconsistent despite his energy, with crossing and decision-making sometimes lacking polish. Now, he's technically solid rather than elite in possession, meaning that he suits direct, intense football more than highly controlled possession systems. Now, because of his aggressive style, he can occasionally pick up bookings or defensive lapses when overcommitting. Now, he's available on a free transfer because his contract expires at the end of next month. So if we could pursue it, he could potentially come on a 2-year contract with promotion bonuses potentially if they want to pursue it. Now, I've had a look with some of the free agents and put some of them on the transfer targets as well, so they may see a few more coming up on this list in the bit. But he's one of them as well that which you look at pursuing. Depending, now the one sticking point could be the wages potentially. How much are we going to place on it? That's one of the reasons why I've gone with him. Now, Jack Wimmer of Wickham. He's 32 years of age, the more older fullback. So he's very experienced and a dependable right back with strong leadership qualities and promotion pedigree from both Coventry and Wickham. He's defensively reliable, aggressive in duels, and tactically intelligent, with the versatility to play fullback or wing-back comfortably. He has excellent mentality and professionalism, now serving as Wickham captain, and consistently praised for standards and cultures setting within squads. He has good engine, solid crossing ability, and surprisingly useful attacking contributions for a defensive-minded fullback. He rarely hides in big moments and has extensive League One experience. The downside is now he is in his 30s, so pace and long-term athletic upside are naturally declining. His injury history has become more noticeable in recent years, including the concussion and back issues which have disrupted his seasons. He's technically solid rather than elite in possession, meaning he fits direct intense football more naturally than high-level possession systems. He can occasionally struggle against very quick wide players in open space and is not the most creative attacking fullback statistically. Now, I think this could be doable with £250,000 or £500,000 offer with appearance-based add-ons or something like that. I think it could be a very decent cheap offer signing or something like that. I think this could be a quite decent deal. Let me just check on the just bear with me a second. See what's going on in the Champions League final that's currently taking place in the moment. Oh, it's 1-1. I knew Arsenal were going to have it that easy because they took the lead in the 6th minute. Just seeing there. Dembele's equalised from the penalty spot, 65th minute. So Arsenal's lead is gone. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. So moving on now onto the left backs. Now, first option, and I'm a massive fan of this player, Harry Amas of Manchester United, who's currently at 19 years of age. He's an excellent technical left back with very strong composure in possession and the ability to invert into midfield or overlap effectively. He's quick, aggressive and confident on the ball with standout attacking quality for his age. He's developed in elite academy environments of Watford and Man United, giving him strong tactical education and modern fullback instincts. Now he's comfortable progressing the play under pressure and highly weighted internally for his long-term upside. His long spells at Sheffield Wednesday have shown that he can adapt to senior football and handle high-pressure environments. Now, his downsides are that he's still physically developing and can struggle against stronger, more direct senior players. His defensive positioning and aerial ability remain raw in certain situations, especially against experienced wingers. He's not yet fully proven over a complete senior season and is still viewed by many as more of a developmental player than a finished starter. His injury concerns have also started to emerge during loan spells, one of them being at Norwich, disrupting momentum at an important stage of development. I'm still a massive fan of this player. I'd rather take him on loan, season on loan with an option to buy. But yeah, I could see that. I could see this being a real top signing. Well, I wanted us to sign him back in January on loan, but it didn't happen. But we'll see how this goes. Let me just take this blazer off. Just bear with me for a minute because it's a bit warm. So just bear with me a second. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, let's take this off. It's better. Ah dear. Now, moving on to Callum Elder of Derby County. He's 31 years of age. Now, we had him, but we had him about 10 years ago, by the way. Now, he's an experienced and dependable left back with strong delivery from wide areas and has very good set-piece quality. Has excellent work rate, leadership and professionalism with extensive Championship and League One experience across Hull, Wigan and Derby. He's defensively disciplined and tactically reliable, particularly in structured systems where positioning matters more than raw athleticism. He's more comfortable as a traditional left and traditional fullback or wing back and brings composure and maturity to younger squads. He has a strong mentality and well regarded in the dressing rooms for standards and consistency. Now into his 30s, meaning pace and recovery speed have declined compared to early in his career. Injury problems, particularly muscular and knee-related issues, have interrupted several seasons for him and affected consistency. Now, he's not an explosive attacking fullback and can struggle against very quick or dynamic wingers in open transitions. Now, technical quality is solid rather than elite in possession-based systems, so he fits pragmatic football better than highly fluid modern build-up structures. Now, he's available on the free because obviously his contract Derby expires this summer. And who knows, we could potentially come on a one-year contract with an option of a further year. I think it would be a decent option of left back for League One. I really, really do. It's worth taking a chance on, I think. Now, this is an outside shout. Christian McFarlane, the young Man City left back. He was 19 years of age. He's a very athletic, modern left back with excellent pace, recovery speed, and attacking energy. He's more comfortable carrying the ball forward and highly suited to aggressive pressing or transition-based football. He's developed in New York City FC's academy and later Man City's system, giving him strong technical foundations and tactical education. Now, he's versatile enough to play as a traditional fullback or wing-back and highly regarded for his long-term upside. Now, he's physically strong for his age and capable of matching athletic wingers in open space. The downsides to him are that he's still very inexperienced at senior level and unproven over a full EFL season. Now, his defensive positioning and decision-making can be inconsistent, particularly against experienced senior attackers. His final third quality is promising rather than polished, with crossing and attacking composure still developing. Because of his Asian profile, there's also uncertainty over how quickly he would adapt to the physicality and intensity of League One football. I look at this and I think this could be a season-long loan with an option to buy. I think this could be potentially a good piece of business, potentially, if we pursue it. So, yeah, I think this could work. Yeah, there's still 1-1 there. Just giving an eye on that. Now, the next one, I think this is the final one. Yeah, the next one coming up. Jack Curry of Oxford United is 23 years of age. Now, he's a very energetic and attack-minded left back with strong crossing ability and consistent attacking output from wide areas. Now, he's got an excellent engine and work rate, making him effective both overlapping and recovering defensively. Now, he's comfortable in possession and well suited to modern wing-back or aggressive full-back systems. He's showed maturity and consistency at AFC Wimbledon, developing into one of the more reliable young left-backs in League Two and League One level football. Now, he's technically clean, tactically intelligent, and capable of progressing play well down the left-hand side. His downsides are that he's still physically developing and can struggle against stronger, more direct wingers in defensive duels. Defensive positioning can occasionally be inconsistent, particularly when caught high up the pitch after making the overlapping attacking runs. Not especially dominant aerially and can be targeted at the back post because of his size. The final third decision making, while promising, is still developing and can fluctuate across games. He has not yet been consistently tested at championship level or in higher pressure promotion environments. I think he's got decent potential, but I think he's still got a lot to learn defensively, I feel. Yeah, I just think he's more attacking minded, so that can be defensive lapses to his game. Looking at that. Now, last one, I think this is the last one, I think, yes. Alex Murphy of Newcastle, 21 years of age. I've gone for a season-long loan with an option to buy with this one. Now, he's very versatile left-sided defender who can play left-back, wing-back, or left centre-half comfortably. He's a strong athlete with good pace recovery speed and physicality, making him effective both defensively and in transition. Now he's comfortable in possession after developing through Newcastle United's academy system with calm ball progression and solid composure under pressure. Long spells in the EFL have helped improve his senior experience and tactical maturity, particularly in physical matches. He's aggressive defensively, committed in duels, and is capable of carrying the ball forward effectively. Now, he is still relatively inexperienced at consistent senior level and not yet fully proven over an entire promotion level season. Defensive positioning can occasionally be inconsistent, especially when isolated 1v1 against experienced attackers. Now his final third output is improving, but still lacks elite creativity or crossing quality compared to specialist attacking fullbacks. Because of his versatility, there is also some uncertainty over his best long-term position. He has had minor injury interruptions during development phases, which slowed momentum at times. Yeah, apologies for my constant, apologies for my cough at times. I can't help that. I'm just motoring through this the best I can. So pardon me if you, pardon me for my constant coughing and that at times. But I'll motor through this. Defensive mids, central mids. Now, I've done 40 Collins of Peterborough. He's 26 years of age. He's available on the free transfer this summer. That I think we could do a signing on the 2-year deal with a promotion bonus. Now, he's very intelligent deep line midfielder with excellent passing range and composure in possession. He's a strong tempo controller who helps teams dominate the ball and progress play calmly from midfield. He's technically consistent, hard-working, and tactically disciplined, with strong experience in League One promotion battles through Exeter and Peterborough. He has good set-piece delivery, reliable ball retention, and capable of dictating games against lower league opposition. He also brings leadership qualities and a strong mentality, regularly trusted in high responsibility midfield roles. However, he is not especially athletic or physically dominant, which can make him vulnerable in highly transitional or aggressive midfield battles. His defensive coverage is solid rather than elite, so he is more of a controller than a destroyer. Now, his goal and assist output can fluctuate despite his technical quality, and he is not a naturally explosive attacking midfielder. He can occasionally be overrun against very intense pressing sides or powerful championship level midfields. And also he lacks the top end athletic ceiling of younger, modern box to box midfielders. But he's one of the targets I think we should go for, especially when he's available on a free. So this is probably worth a punt, I think. Now, next up, Ryan Winkle of Cardiff, 29. He's another player that's available on the free transfer. He's a very intelligent deep line midfielder with excellent composure and passing range. He's strong and controlling the tempo, recycling possession, and helping teams dominate games through structure rather than chaos. He's an extremely reliable technically with high pass completion numbers and strong positional discipline. He works hard defensively, reads danger well, and consistently links defense to attack effectively. He also brings leadership, professionalism, and Major League One championship experience, having been central to Cardiff City's promotion-winning side and named their player of the season. However, he lacks elite athleticism and physical dominance compared to top championship midfielders, meaning he can sometimes be overrun in highly intense transition games. Not a naturally explosive ball carrier, and relies more on positioning and passing than dynamic athletic actions. Now, his goal output is fairly limited for a central midfielder, and while creative in the build-up, he is not a major final third threat. Some managers and fans have questioned whether his profile is better suited to strong League One teams than physically powerful championship midfields. Now, here's another player I think we could do with looking at. He's also available on the free. So I think this could be another deal that's worth a snap. But it depends on whether Leicester City will pursue it, because we love to see these type of players signed, but you just can't trust the recruitment these days with how badly we do our transfer business, really. Yeah, still 1-1. This could go to the end. I hope it does. Now, Jamie Roche, Lausanne Sport. He's 25 years of age. Now, he's a tall, athletic, defensive midfielder with strong physical presence at 6'3" and excellent ball-winning ability. He's very composed in possession for a holding midfielder and capable of controlling tempo from deep areas. He reads the game well defensively, intercepts play effectively, and covers large spaces intelligently. He's developed through Swedish football before adapting well to the Swiss Super League, which has improved his tactical maturity and consistency. He's comfortable playing as a lone number 6 or deeper midfield controller, with strong passing security and calmness under pressure. He's still relatively young, with room for development and resale value. However, he is not an especially explosive midfielder athletically despite his size, and can sometimes look more functional than dynamic in possession. His final third output is limited, with low goal and assist numbers across his career. More of a controller and defensive stabiliser than a creative midfielder or an aggressive box-to-box presence. It can occasionally struggle when games become highly transitional or extremely physical at high intensity. While technically solid, he is not a highly progressive risk-taking passer compared to elite deep midfield playmakers. Now, I've gone with this player because he's worth a bit of a punt. That we could pursue it with a £1.5 million base fee with add-ons added and a sell-on clause percentage. So it's worth a little bit of a punt. That we could sign as one of the hidden gems potentially. Who knows? Now, another one I've gone for as an outside punt, Tom Dukrug from SC Bastia. He's 26 years of age. He's very combative and hard-working defensive midfielder with excellent aggression, out of possession, and strong ball-winning ability. He brings intensity, stamina, and tactical discipline, making him highly effective in pressing systems and physical midfield battles. He's developed through French football with Bastia and Lille academy influences, giving him solid technical fundamentals alongside defensive grit. He's comfortable sitting deep as a number 6 and protecting the back line, while also showing maturity and leadership qualities despite his age. He's reliable positionally and suited to structure hard to play against teams. Now, the downsides are that he's not especially creative or progressive in possession, with limited attacking output and little goal threat from midfield. Passing is functional rather than expansive, meaning he's more of a destroyer than playmaker. He can occasionally be overly aggressive in challenges, leading to bookings and unnecessary fouls. While physically competitive, he is not an explosive athlete in transition and may need time adapting to the relentless pace and physicality of English lower league football. He also lacks proven experience outside of the French leagues. These are the reasons why I think he's a bit of a punt. And I think it's worth an outside punt. Could place an offer of £1 million or something like that with a sell-on clause with some add-ons added. But yeah, I think it's an outside punt, to be honest. That's why I put him on this list. Luke O'Connell of Barnsley. Massive fan of him. Like this player. He's 25 years of age. He's very intelligent deep line midfielder, and he's got a very good composure, excellent composure, passing range and tempo control. He's left-footed and technically very clean in possession, capable of dictating games from deeper areas and helping teams dominate the ball. He has strong tactical understanding, disciplined positioning, and impressive maturity for his age. He's developed through Bolton, Celtic, and Barnsley, giving him experience in different football cultures and promotion environments. He also contributes creatively from midfield with progressive passing and occasional assists, while showing leadership qualities after becoming Barnsley captain. Many EFL observers believe he already has championship level technical ability. Now, but he can athletically, well, the downsides are he is more smooth than explosive, meaning he can struggle in highly transitional or physically chaotic midfield battles. Now, his injury and illness issues have disrupted momentum during important stages of his development, including post-viral fatigue and recurring smaller setbacks. He's not naturally aggressive defensively compared to destroyer-type midfielders and can sometimes disappear when games become overly physical. Now, his final third output is solid rather than elite, and despite his technical quality, some people feel his career progression stalled after moving to Celtic early. Now, I like the look of this player. I think he's one of my top midfielders I think we could do with signing. I think he's worth close to £2 million or something like that. That we should spend that money on with a sell-on clause, including a bit of add-ons as well, potentially. But you've got to bear in mind, we have limited funds, so we need to be wise with this, you know. But he's one of the players I'm a massive fan of that we could do with. Now, on to attacking midfielders. We've got 3 more positions to go after this. 3 more positions to go. Now, attacking midfielders. First one up, Amari Kellyman from Chelsea. He's 20 years of age. The offer for him has to be, if we pursue him, will have to be a season on loan. Now, he is a very gifted attacking midfielder with elite technical ability for his age and outstanding close control in tight spaces. Creative, unpredictable, and confident carrying the ball through central areas with strong dribbling and natural flair. He's comfortable playing as a number 10, wide attacking midfielder or an inverted winger, giving tactical flexibility. He's developed through Aston Villa and Chelsea academy environments, meaning his technical education and tactical understanding are very high level. He has excellent acceleration and agility that makes him dangerous in transitions and 1v1 situations. He's highly regarded as one of the higher upside young English attacking midfield talents outside regular Premier League first team football. The downsides are that he's still relatively extremely experienced at senior level and not yet proven over a full professional season. He has had injury issues which have already become a bit of a concern during important development periods, particularly muscular issues that disrupted his momentum after his move to Chelsea. He's physically still developing and can struggle against aggressive senior defenders in highly intense games. His decision making in the final third can fluctuate because he sometimes relies heavily on individual brilliance rather than simpler options. There is also pressure and expectation attached to his large transfer fee, despite limited senior football experience. Now, this is a no-risk deal that we can do if we're looking at a number 10. I think he could be a good piece of business, I feel. That is a no-risk situation, perhaps, for League One. Now, the next one, Philip Bidja of SC Paderborn 07. He's 26 years of age, right? Now, he's a very versatile attacking player who can operate as a number 10, second striker, winger, or a false 9 comfortably. He's at 6'2". He has good athleticism and strong movement, making him difficult to mark between the lines. He's technically clean in possession with good dribbling, link-up play and composure around the box. He has developed into a much more productive attacking player at Paderborn, producing strong goal numbers in the second tier of the Bundesliga and showing real improvement in end product. He has excellent work rate and stamina for an attacking midfielder, while also offering tactical flexibility in different systems. So the downsides are that he's still inconsistent game to game, despite improved output, and can disappear during physicality. Let me change that again. Downsides are that he's still inconsistent game to game, despite improved output, and can disappear during physically intense games. His passing creativity is solid rather than elite for a true playmaking number 10. So he is more direct attacker than a classic creator. Now his pace is decent, but not explosive over long distances, meaning he relies more on movement and positioning. His defensive contribution is limited, and he is not naturally aggressive out of possession. Earlier parts of his career also showed inconsistency at high-pressure clubs like Hamburg, raising some questions about whether he thrives better in lower-pressure environments. Now, I could see him coming in for a decent fee, potentially, if we pursue it. Say, if we pursue it, you'll have to require a base fee of a couple of million quid, like 2 million quid or something like that, with add-ons, with a sell-on clause and promotion bonus. Do I think we'll pursue it? Probably not, knowing the board. They just won't have the ball to do it. But I'm just looking at these targets and see what we could do with bringing in as a fresh start, as part of the fresh start that we need to go with the outgoings of players that we need to get rid of. So Let's move on from this. Now, Emiliano Marcondes of Norwich, 31 years of age. Now, he's available on a free transfer that, as his contract with them has expired this summer pretty much. So we could pursue taking him on a free with a 1-year deal with an option of a further year, with an appearance and promotion bonuses included. So he's a very technical and intelligent attacking midfielder with excellent composure, close control, and creative passing in tight areas. He has strong set-piece quality and capable of unlocking compact defences with clever movement and vision. He's versatile enough to play as a number 10, a deeper creative midfielder, or drifting as a wide playmaker. Now he brings major championship and Premier League environment experience from clubs like Brentford, Bournemouth and Norwich. Calm under pressure and tactically sophisticated, particularly in possession-heavy systems. He also has a strong mentality after overcoming difficult injury periods and rebuilding his career multiple times. Now, his consistency has been a recurring issue throughout his career, especially after leaving Denmark. Injury problems have repeatedly disrupted momentum at Brentford and Bournemouth, particularly with his foot, ankle and his back. Physically, he is more technical than powerful and can struggle in highly intense transition-heavy games. Defensive contribution and pressing intensity are functional rather than elite, so he is not naturally suited to chaotic high-energy systems. Some fans have also criticised periods where he can drift through games or rely too much on drawing fouls instead of imposing himself physically. Now, I could do with taking him on a free. I don't expect him to be a starter or anything like that, but I'd rather take him. I could do with taking him on a free as a backup option, perhaps. I don't know whether he probably would accept that League One. Probably unlikely, but who knows? Apparently, PSG and Arsenal still 1-1. They're in extra time in that game. It's going to be very, very close. So let's continue through this. Hayden Heskey of Man City, 20 years of age. I'm looking at this as a season-long loan option that we could pursue. He's a very intelligent and technically polished attacking midfielder who plays with maturity beyond his age. Excellent composure in tight spaces, has a strong short passing and clever movement between the lines. He's developed through Man City's academy system, so his tactical understanding and positional play are very advanced. He's comfortable receiving under pressure and helping control possession, while also showing strong work ethic defensively. His long spell at Sheffield Wednesday gave him exposure to senior football and physical championship environments at a young age. Mentally, he is highly regarded for decision-making, discipline, and football IQ. Now, the downsides are that he still lacks elite explosiveness and acceleration compared to top attacking midfield prospects, with scouts noting pace as one of the weaker areas of his game. His final third output is also still developing, with limited senior goals and assists so far. Physically, he is still adapting to senior football intensity and can fade late in games when the tempo becomes demanding. More of a possession-focused connector than a natural game-breaking creator right now. Because he is a Man City Academy player, there is also uncertainty over whether he becomes a true elite level attacking midfielder or more of a technically reliable system player. Now, I'm more than happy to accept that we could take him on loan, but would I start him? Probably not. He could be an impact player off the bench, I would say, because as you can see, as you can see there, he can fade late in the matches when the tempo is demanding. So that's the key, really. So he could be an impact sub if we would happen to pursue this one. And that's one of not least of the attacking midfielders, Jamie Donnelly of Tottenham. He's 21 years of age. Another player we could potentially do with a season-long loan. He's a highly intelligent attacking midfielder or forward with excellent technical ability and natural creativity between the lines. He's very composed on the ball with strong vision, quick decision making, and the ability to operate as a number 10, second striker, or even a deeper playmaker. He has proven goal contribution output in senior football during his loan spell in Leyton Orient, where he became one of their standout players and earned Player of the Season. He has strong set piece and long range striking ability, plus a knack for arriving in dangerous spaces late. Mentally mature for his age, with leadership traits and adaptability across multiple loan environments. Now, however, he can, lack elite acceleration or top-end pace, which can limit his effectiveness when breaking into space or playing in high transition systems. Not a physically dominant attacker, meaning he can struggle against aggressive, experienced championship-level defenders. While technically very strong, his game is less about explosive dribbling and more about timing and intelligence, which can make him disappear in matches where his team is under sustained pressure. There are also ongoing questions about whether his long-term best role is as a traditional number 10 or a deeper creative midfielder rather than a forward. This is going well, isn't it? Look how far we've gone through these players so far. Still got 3 positions to go. Got right winger to do, left winger to do, then last but not least, strikers. Pardon me for my coughs again. So moving on to right wingers. Now, the first one, season-long loan option, I think, for this player, and Mario Garcia-Dubois of Brighton. 21 years of age. He's a very explosive winger, attacking midfielder with elite acceleration, agility, and 1v1 dribbling ability. He's dangerous in transition and capable of beating defenders repeatedly through direct running and quick changes of direction. He's developed through Arsenal's academy, giving him strong technical foundations and attacking intelligence in the possession-based systems. He's comfortable playing on either wing or as a more central attacking player, with excellent ball carrying ability and creativity in open spaces. Loan spells in senior football, i.e. Bolton, have helped improve his physicality and decision making, while many academy observers viewed him as one of Arsenal's most exciting attacking prospects because of his unpredictability. However, his final third consistency remains the biggest question mark. Despite excellent dribbling and flair, goals and assists have not always matched his talent level. Decision making can fluctuate, particularly when choosing between shooting, passing, or carrying the ball longer. Physically stronger than earlier in his development, but can still be outmuscled by physically senior defenders. He has also faced the challenge of translating academy level dominance into regular senior output, which remains an important step in his progression. Some analysts feel he occasionally relies too heavily on individual actions rather than simplifying his play. I rate this. I have to say, with this player, I rate him. That could be a really good loan option, potentially, that I can see us pursuing. Because obviously we are going to end up losing Vitara, but I think he's a good option, that we could do with bringing in. Who knows? I think he would be a good option, I feel. Because we do need pace out in the wide areas. We definitely do. Obvious Peck of AGF of 20 and is 24 years of age. Now, this, I've got to say, is another wild card. Of that game's looking set to go to penalties in the Champions League final between PSG and Arsenal. Now, he's a very direct right winger with strong pace, aggressive attacking instincts, and excellent movement into goal-scoring areas. Now, despite often starting wide, he plays more like an inside forward, regularly attacking the box and contributing goals rather than staying on the touchline. At 6'2", he offers unusual physicality for a winger and can compete aerially far better than most wide attackers. He works hard defensively, presses aggressively, and suits high-intensity systems. Technically clean enough to play across multiple attacking roles, including striker and second striker, which gives tactical flexibility. His goal output for AGF has shown real development and maturity in his attacking game. Now, his downsides are that he can be inconsistent across full matches and sometimes disappears when service is limited. His creativity is good rather than elite for a natural winger, meaning he's more of a finisher than a creator. Decision making in the final third can fluctuate, particularly when choosing between shooting and passing. While quick and energetic, he is not an elite dribbler in the mould of explosive 1v1 specialists. He has also spent his entire senior career in Danish football, so there will be an adaptation risk moving into the physical demands and the tempo of the English game. Now, this could be a slightly bit more expensive option, which why I think this might be a bit too much, but I've put him in there as one of the options on this list because I think he's a decent hidden gem that could potentially go to a championship club potentially. Who knows? But I think he's a really good prospect. I really, really do. Looking at him. Now, Shea Lacey of Manchester United, 19 years of age. One of the alternatives I've gone with for a season-long loan for that wide position. So he's 19 years of age. He's an extremely technical left-footed winger with elite close control, creativity, and flair in tight spaces. He plays mainly off the right wing, cutting inside onto his stronger left foot, which makes him very dangerous when driving at defenders or looking for quick combinations. He's an excellent dribbler with natural confidence to take players on repeatedly. He has strong vision for his age and capable of producing moments of real quality in the final third, including shots from distance and set-piece delivery. He's very academy elite profile for Man United, with comparisons to creative wide playmakers due to his balance, intelligence, and ability to manipulate defenders rather than just outrun them. Now, the downsides are obviously that he's still physically underdeveloped compared to senior professionals, which affects his ability to consistently cope with aggressive fullbacks in high-intensity games. He's not the fastest winger over long distances, meaning he relies more on technique and timing than raw pace. His final product consistency is still developing. Moments of brilliance are clear, but he does not yet deliver end product every game at senior level. He has also had injury interruptions during key development phases, which has also slowed momentum. At this stage, he can occasionally overplay or hold onto the ball too long when trying to influence games. As I said earlier, that could be an alternative potential route to do a season-long loan. Potentially, I think this is a good prospect that could play in League One. So I like the look of this player, as I do with some of the others. So he's gone to penalties. I might turn this on actually. Let me just turn this on. So I'll continue this. I'll continue this list whilst this is going on. So apologies for that. Fred Onyedinma of Wickham. He's 29 years of age. His upsides are that he's very athletic and dynamic wide player who offers excellent pace, power, and direct running, capable of playing as a winger, wing back, or an attacking midfielder, which gives managers strong tactical flexibility. He is particularly effective in transition, where his ability to carry the ball at speed and break defensive lines makes him a constant threat. Strong EFL experience across Millwall, Wickham and Luton, including promotion-winning squads and even Premier League exposure with Luton. He offers solid goal contribution for a wide player and has shown he can produce influential performances in League One, with coaches praising his ability to dominate games physically and attack space aggressively. Now, the downsides are that consistency is the main concern, as his performances can fluctuate significantly from game to game. Final product is good rather than elite, meaning he sometimes creates danger without consistently delivering high numbers of goals or assists. He can struggle against deep, compact defences where space in behind is limited, as he is far more effective in open transitional games. Injury history has also interrupted momentum at key points in his career, affecting continuity and long-term rhythm. His technical finesse in tight areas is not his strongest trait compared to more creative wingers. I could see this being a strong alternative as well on a free transfer as this Wickham contract expires. So we could pursue it on a one-year deal with an option of a further year with appearances bonuses concluded or something like that. So yeah, I'll continue this on a little bit in the bit. I'll continue this on in a bit because obviously the penalty shootout in the Champions League final is going to get underway shortly. So I'm going to put this on a little bit louder. So here we go. Here we go then. So we're going to give this a listen as a special treat, and then we'll come back to this. We will come back to this. These summer transfer targets for Leicester City, but let's tune into this, or let's hear this, and see who wins this Champions League final between PSG and Arsenal. So we're going to find out in the next few minutes. So yeah, Arsenal have been waiting for 20 Well, Arsenal um, last were in the Champions League final 20 years ago. Never won a Champions League, let alone in your UEFA Cup or Europa League, whatever it was, of any note. This could be potentially history making for Arsenal. Potentially. A Premier League and a Champions League double. That would be something else. Arsenal players and Mikel Arteta have the chance to potentially create history for the football club. This penalty shootout will decide who wins the 2026 Champions League. All I can say is best of luck, especially to Arsenal. Best of luck. They've worked so unbelievably hard throughout the entire season. They've got over the line in the Premier League. And this is the biggest test of the lot. Can they find a way in the penalty shootout to get over the line and create history? I think PSG are up first. Yeah, goodness me. How's your nerve? In the biggest stage imaginable. Here we go then. This is the start. It's Ramos. Yeah, and it goes in. PSG off the mark. Yeah, David Ware went the wrong way. Yeah, it's a good penalty to be fair. Now, now then, it's Victor Gyökeres, the first one for Arsenal. Yeah, good penalty. Good penalty from Gyökeres to level the shootout up. 1-1. Good penalty as well. My word. Oh, wow. This is incredible. Oh, it is. So tense for everybody. And that is connected to Arsenal. So tense. That means so much. They've been waiting years for it. All the hard work that's been done to get this far. Good penalty again from PSG. 2-1 up. Again, David Ware went the wrong way. Yeah, same result as the first one. Abueji yesterday, their big money signing from Crystal Palace. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, he's missed it. Oh no. Oh, he's missed. Oh, what is he doing? What was he doing? Yeah, but didn't show it. Need to step up now, David Weir. Saves it! David Weir saves it! It's saved by David Weir. He's stepped up. Massive save from the Arsenal goalkeeper. Oh, they needed that. Straight after the SA penalty was missed. Badly needed that. Love that. When that happens, you need your goalkeeper to step up. And he has. Brilliant save. Now Declan Rice, the next one up. So it's 2-1 to PSG at the moment. Yeah. And he scores it, Declan Rice. Leading by example. He strikes it into the net. 2-2. Very good penalty from Rice. God, how cool was he there? Brilliant stuff. Throws the pressure back on to the defending champions. Now it's Hakimi. Good penalty again. Good penalty again. Sends in the wrong way. Textbook. That is textbook. Oh, this is big. This is big now. Oh my god. This is big now. You've got to hold your nerve. Hold your nerve. Goodness me. Hold your nerve. If you're not sure, just strike it down the middle with power. Very good penalty into the top corner. Excellent. Excellent. Into the top corner. 3-3 after 4 penalties each. Oh, this could be big. This is now decisive now. They've both taken 4 penalties each. This could be decisive now. Oh, God, this could be big. Oh, my word. Can David Weir step up here? This could be big. God, hold your ball, David Weir. Oh, it's a good penalty again. Oh. Oh, God. How the hell's he done that under pressure? My word. Oh, oh my lord. Oh, has to score. Otherwise, PSG have won the Champions League again. If it stays up, if it's missed, then PSG retain their title. Has to score for it to go to sudden death. Oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. PSG have retained their title. Oh no. It's happened again. Arsenal have lost another Champions League final. Oh no. How cruel sport can be. Arsenal have done so unbelievably well to get this far and then this happens. They led this final. They led this final. And yet they've fallen short. The French champions have retained their title. Oh dear me. Oh, that's gonna hurt massively. Yeah. That's so cruel way to lose. Yeah, and he's missed the penalty. Gabriel. He's blazed his penalty over the bar. Yeah. Went for high and it went for high but got too much on it. Didn't work. Oh dear me. It has it has to happen to someone, but unfortunately for Arsenal, it's happened to them. Dear oh dear. What a shame. A season of hope, and they've got the Premier League title, and that's the important thing. But my word, their, their chance was there to create history, and it didn't quite happen. Two Champions League finals now they've lost. Lost the first Champions League final they were in 20 years ago, and now, 20 years later, it's happened again. PSG. This is what I said about a few minutes ago. Well, a couple of hours ago before I started this stream. PSG are obviously the team to beat, and they've shown it. Luis Enrique is the best European manager around currently, and it's just they just find a way. They find a way. What a shame. Oh dear, so cruel this game sometimes. Anyways, let's move on from that dramatic end to the Champions League final. Anyways, moving on. Um, where were we? Let's move on to the next player. Um, Rico Hackett from Lincoln, 28 years of age. Um, he's a very powerful and athletic wide attacker who combines pace, strength, and dive running to consistently trouble defenders in League One. Excellent at carrying the ball forward in transition and creating danger in aggressive, well, creating danger through aggressive dribbling and early attacking movement. He has strong end product for an EFL winger, with double-digit goals and multiple assists in recent seasons for Lincoln, showing he can contribute as both scorer and creator. He is versatile enough to play as a winger, attacking midfielder, or even a deeper wide role, and offers strong set-piece delivery and shooting ability from distance. Physically robust, 6'3", which makes him unusually dominant in wide areas compared to typical EFL wingers. Now, however, his consistency can fluctuate across games, with periods where he is heavily involved, followed by quieter spells when space is limited. His technical refinement in tight areas is good rather than elite, meaning he is more effective in open transitional games than against low blocks. Defensive discipline and positioning out of possession are serviceable but not standouts. Decision-making in the final third can occasionally be rushed when trying to force direct impact. Also, while he has improved significantly, he is still more of a physical transition winger than a high-level creative playmaker. Whether we could pursue this is another thing. We could probably offer £1 million with small add-ons, with a sell-on clause and promotion bonus we can offer, potentially. He's 28 years of age. We could hack it, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. Now, moving on to left wingers. 2 more to go. Close to finishing now. Louis Barry of Aston Villa. He was on loan with Stockport this season. So he's a season on loan with an option to buy, I think, for me. So he's a very explosive forward winger with excellent acceleration, agility, and 1v1 dribbling ability. He's extremely dangerous in transition, especially when attacking space behind defensive lines or cutting in from wide areas onto his stronger foot. Proven EFL end product at League One and League Two levels, with standout goal-scoring spells, notably at Stockport, where he regularly hit double-digit goals in a season. He's technically confident in tight areas and capable of producing individual match-winning moments, rather than relying on structured build-up play. He's also versatile enough to play as a striker or inverted winger, giving tactical flexibility in attacking systems. He's a strong instinctive finisher when confidence is high and in a rhythm. Now, his consistency across majority of seasons can tend to be an issue, with form often fluctuating depending on confidence and game rhythm. He can drift in matches when service is limited or when asked to play in more of a structured possession-heavy roles. His physical robustness is improving, but still not dominant compared to senior defenders, meaning he can be contained in the very physical low-block matches. His decision-making in the final third can vary, occasionally choosing difficult actions over simpler, higher percentage options. Now, injury and loan instability early in his career also slowed his development trajectory and continuity at higher levels. So he's one of the options I would consider taking. Did really well for Stockport that in the season just gone. Now, Joseph Opoku from Zorte Woregem. I think that's how you pronounce it. He's 20 years of age. He's a very explosive winger with excellent acceleration, got direct dribbling and confidence attacking defenders 1v1. He's a strong transition player who thrives when running into space and carrying the ball with speed. Despite being only 20, he has already produced impressive numbers in Belgian football, contributing goals and assists while helping Zulte Woregem gain promotion and then established themselves in the top flight. His movement, composure in attacking areas, and willingness to take responsibility stand out for such a young player. He also plays with high intensity and has shown strong mentality by responding well to criticism and pressure situations. Reports from Belgium consistently highlight his pace, dribbling and growing end product. But he's still quite raw tactically and can be inconsistent from game to game. Decision making in the final third is improving but not yet elite, with periods where he forces actions or misses high value chances. Physicality, he remains a work in progress compared to experienced senior defenders, particularly outside transition situations. Most of his success has come in Belgian football, so there will be adaptation risk moving into the intensity and physical demands of English football. Because he is still developing, there are also questions about whether he becomes a high-level creator or remains primarily a direct runner and transition attacker. So it could be pursued with a base fee of around a couple of £1 million to £2.5 million. That could be increased with add-ons and with a sell-on clause of 10 to 50%. But this probably may be wide off the mark, perhaps. So he's one of the options I think we should look at as well, potentially. Sam Bell of Bristol City, 24 years of age. He's available on the free transfer that we could pursue on the 3-year contract with an option of a further year, with promotion bonuses included if he decides to want to join for regular game time and if he pursues it. Now, he's very quick, an aggressive attacker who thrives when running into space and attacking defensive lines. He can play across the front three as a winger or a striker, giving useful tactical flexibility. One of his biggest strengths is his directness. He does not overcomplicate situations and is always looking to attack goal quickly. He has proven he can score goals at Championship and League One level, with several impactful performances for Bristol City and during his loan spell at Wycombe. His movement off the ball is intelligent, particularly when making diagonal runs behind defenders. He also brings strong roadway and pressing intensity, which suits high-energy systems. Bristol City coaches have repeatedly highlighted his development and his attitude, while former Premier League striker Dean Ashton even described him as a potential replacement for Antoine Semenyo earlier in his career. Now, the downsides are that consistency remains the major issue with him. While he can produce explosive performances, he has not yet shown the week-to-week reliability of a top Championship attacker. Technical quality in tight spaces is decent rather than elite, meaning he is much more effective in transition than against deep defensive blocks. Creativity is not a major strength, so he's more of a runner and finisher than a natural playmaker. Injury interruptions and loan moves have also slow momentum at times, and questions remain over whether he becomes a top-end Championship player or settles as a strong League One Championship squad attacker. His statistical profiles also show relatively modest chance creation numbers compared to specialist wide creators. I think he could be a decent signing, perhaps, that can cope with League One. I think he would be a suitable fit for potentially what we need. So, yeah, I think he's a decent player, you know. I like this one more and more than anything else. Whereas Cleary of Barnsley, and he's 22 years of age. He's a dangerous wide forward who combines pace, power, and natural goal-scoring instincts. He can play across the front line, but is most effective starting from the left and driving inside towards goal. One of his biggest strengths is his ability to create something from nothing. Long-range shooting, individual dribbling actions, and direct attacking play make him a constant threat. His League One breakthrough at Barnsley showed major improvement in both goals and assists, while his earlier youth career at West Brom was built around prolific scoring numbers. He has also shown versatility, having played as a striker, winger, and even a wing-back during loan spells. Physically strong for an attacking player and capable of handling senior football duels better than many academy-developed forwards. Now, his consistency has been a recurring issue throughout his development. Earlier loans, particularly at Walsall, did not go well and highlighted questions about adapting quickly to senior environments. Injuries disrupted important stages of his progression at West Brom, slowing momentum and delaying regular first-team football. Decision-making can still falter, with periods where he forces shots or difficult actions rather than simplifying play. While productive, he is not yet a polished, creative playmaker and remains more of a direct attacker than a controller of games. Some observers have also questioned his conditioning and whether his physical profile was more dominant in academy football than at higher levels. Now, I like the look of this player. I think that we could do with potentially signing for minimal fee. So I could see this one being a realistic prospect that we could end up signing. Because I looked at his output last season, I thought, and it was really, really impressive for Barnsley. So yeah, I think this is doable. I feel but only if the club have the bottle to pursue it, which I don't think they do. So yeah, he's one of the players I've gone for this list, and I think this is the last one here. Yes, Tommy Watson of Brighton, 20 years of age. This is the one I would pursue for a season-long loan as an alternative. He's a very exciting modern winger with elite acceleration, direct dribbling, and the confidence to attack defenders repeatedly. His biggest strength is how aggressively he carries the ball into dangerous areas, making him a major transition threat. Comfortable playing off either flank, but especially dangerous cutting inside from the left. He's technically sharp, quick over short distances, and capable of producing decisive moments individually rather than relying on team structure. His breakthrough at Sunderland showed genuine match-winning ability, including scoring the dramatic Championship playoff final winner against Sheffield United that helped secure promotion in the 24-25 season. Brighton's willingness to spend around £10 million on him at 18-19 years of age highlights how highly he is regarded within elite recruitment circles. However, he is still very raw in senior football terms. Despite flashes of brilliance, he has not yet produced consistently across a full season at Championship or Premier League level. Injuries have interrupted key stages of his development and limited his momentum after moving to Brighton. Physically, he can look lightweight in more aggressive matches, and some observers have questioned whether he currently handles the physical side of senior football consistently enough. Defensive work and pressing structure are still developing, and loan feedback from Millwall suggested he occasionally struggled when asked to contribute heavily without the ball. That's a key thing that Watson will have to work on. So that happens at a young age when you're developing as a player. There'll be certain bits where you need to work on. It happens to everybody. So I don't think that's a bad thing, really, to be honest. Anyway, let's try and get this blazer back on. Get this blazer back on. Because we're coming towards the end. We're coming towards the end now of this. There you go. Coming towards the end of this stream now, because we've got one more left to go, and that is strikers. Now, first one I've got down is Shida Obi of Manchester United, 18 years of age, for a season-long loan. Now, Shida Obi is one of the most natural young goal scorers in English football, standing around 6'2". He combines size, strength, and finishing instincts exceptionally well for his age. His movement in the box is excellent, and he consistently finds goal-scoring positions. Coaches and young staff have repeatedly highlighted his ability to both create chances for himself and finish them at a higher level. He is also developing his holder play, link-up play, and willingness to press from the front. His record at academy level for both Arsenal and Manchester United has been extraordinary, and he has already gained first-team experience despite still being a teenager. Now, the biggest question is how his game translates against fully developed senior defenders. At youth level, his physical advantage has often been significant, and Man United have deliberately focused on improving his movement, pressing triggers and positional awareness rather than rushing him into the first team. His all-round game remains less developed than his finishing, and there are still questions around consistency of movement off the ball, defensive contribution, and tactical maturity. Like most teenage strikers, he is also still learning how to influence games when he is not scoring. So, I like the look of this centre forward. He's one of the players I may look at pursuing a season-long loan. Because honestly, in the position we're in League One, as I've made earlier comments about each player I've got down on the summer transfer talks we should be looking at. Free transfers, loans, some of them on small transfer fees. That's what we need to be looking at. Don't overspend. Don't go after targets that are very unrealistic. There may be one or two on this list that may be still a little bit unrealistic, maybe. But come on, free transfers, loans, and minimal transfer fees, like $1 million or $2 million or something like that. Don't go and overspend. You've got to do it wisely. So, anyways, moving on. Tom Ballard of Leyton Orient, 21 years of age, the top scorer this season just gone in League One for Leyton Orient. As you can see here, he's a natural goal scorer with excellent movement inside the box and strong instincts for arriving in dangerous areas. One of his biggest strengths is how quickly he gets shots away, making him very effective around second balls and penalty area situations. He has developed significantly physically over the last couple of years and improved his holder play after difficult loan spells, with Steve Bruce specifically praising that side of his game during his Blackpool period. Last season at Leyton Orient, the season just gone at Leyton Orient in the 25-26 season, his season that year was outstanding, finishing as League One's top goal scorer this season just gone with 23 goals and winning both League One Player of the Season and Young Player of the Season. His pathway to senior football was not straightforward. Earlier loan spells at Reading, Blackpool and Cambridge produced mixed outcomes. And there were long-standing concerns about whether his academy output would translate into senior football consistently. Injury disruption was also significant, particularly the serious patellar tendon injury suffered at Reading. Some observers have questioned whether he can consistently dominate physically at championship level, if his all-round game is elite enough when not scoring, and whether one outstanding League One season fully outweighs previous inconsistent loans. Now, he's one of the centre forwards I'd like to see us sign for a couple of million quid, £2.5 to £3.5 million, with small add-ons added, with a sell-on clause. I think this will be a super sign if we get him. I doubt that we will, but you just never know, because anything can happen in transfer windows, you know. And so for me, I want a striker. And for me, we need to get a striker that is proven, particularly at that level. And I think he's shown this season that he fits the bill. Now, Aidan Wareham of Exeter, 23 years of age. Now, he is a natural penalty box striker who consistently gets into the wide positions to score. His movement is intelligent, especially when attacking the near post spaces, reacting to rebounds, and splitting centre halves at the right moment. He also brings very strong pressing and work rate, constantly closing defenders down, and setting the tone from the front. That intensity makes him valuable even when he is not scoring. He had a major breakout season at Exeter with strong goal numbers across League One, proving he can handle a full senior campaign and lead an attack effectively. However, his main limitation is that his technical level is solid but not elite, meaning he can look a bit untidy in possession and is not a natural creative striker. He contributes far more as a finisher than as a link-up or chance creator, so it depends on good service rather than building attacks himself. There are also still questions about consistency over multiple seasons, since his big breakthrough is relatively recent and follows earlier inconsistent spells in his career. Physically and tactically, he is still developing for higher levels beyond League One, where defenders are more aggressive and structured. Yeah, he's one of the alternatives, I think, that we could pursue. Say if we don't get Ballard or Obi or something like that. He's one of the alternatives, I think, as well, that we could go for. And what benefits that is that Exeter went down from League One to League Two, so it's a possible option potentially. Now the next one, being Mabama of Man City, with a season-long loan with an option to buy. He's at 21 years of age. He's a strong, modern centre forward who already has senior experience at a high level for his age. His biggest strength is his physical presence. He uses his body well, holds the ball up, and it's difficult for defenders to move off it. He is also a natural penalty box striker with good movement, often attacking crosses and reacting quickly to chances inside the box. His finishing is improving and he has shown he can score in championship football, including his loan spell at Stoke, where he became a regular contributor. He also brings useful pressing ability and work rate, meaning he contributes even when not scoring. His youth pedigree at West Ham and the move to Man City reflect how highly he is rated in terms of long-term potential. However, the main concern is that his game is still developing technically. He is more of a physical striker than a creative one, so his link-up play and ability to consistently combine in tight areas are still improving. He can also be inconsistent over matches, sometimes struggling to influence games when service is limited. While he has scored in the Championship, his output is still at the stage where people are unsure if he will become a top-level striker or settle as a solid EFL forward. Overall, he is still improving his decision-making and all-round attacking game, meaning his ceiling is high but not yet fully proven. So, I think this could be doable, season on loan with an option to buy. However, it could turn out to be slightly a bit too expensive. That could be out of our reach. So, I see this as a little bit unlikely, but he is one of the picks I really do rate a lot. That could do a job in this division. As it's part of the City group, which is where the current structure, if you look at James McCallum being brought in as the sporting director, he may have an influence in that. And last but not least, this is the final one, Carl Rutten. I think that's how you pronounce it, Carl Rutten of Stockport, 29 years of age. He is a classic, physically dominant centre forward who thrives in League One and lower Championship environments. His biggest strength is his physical presence. He uses his body extremely well to hold up play, win aerial duels, and bring teammates into attacks. At Stockport County, he has become a key focal point, consistently scoring goals, while also acting as the reference striker that the entire attacking system is built around. His movement is simple but effective, especially in the box, where he at times runs well and is strong at attacking crosses and second balls. He also offers reliability and durability. He is not a flashy forward, but he is consistent across longevity of the season that he's been at, regularly reaching double figures in goals and contributing to promotion chasing teams. His mentality is another strong point. He plays with discipline, leads the line well, and rarely drifts out of games, which makes him very trusted by managers in high-pressure League One campaigns. The main limitation is that he is quite one-dimensional as a striker. He is heavily reliant on service from wide areas or set pieces, and he does not naturally create goals for himself outside of physical duels and box positioning. His technical game is solid, but not exceptional, meaning he is not a forward who will beat defenders through skill or drop deep to orchestrate play. His pace is also not a major weapon, so he is less effective in teams that rely heavily on counter-attacking or high-speed transitions. At higher levels, particularly the Championship, he can sometimes struggle when defenders are quicker and more mobile. Reducing the space he normally uses to dominate aerially and physically. Overall, he is very effective in systems built around structure, crosses, and direct play, but less impactful in fluid, possession-heavy attacking setups. Now, we could pursue this with an offer of around close to 1.5 million to 2 million, with a small increase in add-ons, with a 2-year contract with an offer of a further year, That's if he's prepared. That's if we decide to pursue that. So, looking at that, I think he's another one of the options that we could potentially do with signing. He's amongst my top three with out of that list with Shidalobi and John Ballard. Those are my top three strikers that I'd like to see us pursue. So, yeah, and I think that's it. That is it. That's the end of that. Let me just end that video. Let me just end that. Let me just start another one. There you go. There you are. So, yeah, that's that. That's the end of the summer transfer targets relating to Leicester City. I hope you enjoyed that long stream. Apologies for my constant small little costs in between, and as well the Champions League final penalty shootout they have to endure as well, which Arsenal ultimately ended up losing on penalties to PSG. PSG have retained their Champions League title. So Arsenal weren't able to create history tonight. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this in this episode of Foxes Unleashed, the special one, where it's taken quite an eternity, really, of players that I've dug out and put them down on the list for each position. So yeah, that's that. So I don't know when I'm next going to be on to do another episode of this Foxes Unleashed. But yeah, so yeah, that is that. So until then, catch you soon. See you soon.